So I'm standing here with Ghazal from
XGS Energy.
a
Kristina.
new name.
Yes, a new name. We are super excited to come and rebrand ourselves as Aerobic.
So if they haven't heard of your new name, what did they recognize you with before?
Geothermic Solution.
Same thing, but
But why we chose this name? So we are super excited because we are going to be very deep and hot. So X means extra temperature reach. It means extra heat power, net power production, and also because we are a cross hybrid between the closed loop and EGS, and
there it goes.
no water.
No,
It's a borderless solution.
a great name for a great company. If they don't know you since before, can you tell the community a little bit about more what you guys are doing and what you're hoping to achieve?
Absolutely. So if you look at the geothermal today, we are playing less than 1% in the global energy system. We need innovative solution to make sure that we have a scalable geothermal power that we can deploy anywhere, everywhere. So what we are working through our innovative approach and solution, we want to have a project that we can scale it up fast. And we only rely on heat. We are not extracting the water, we are not injecting the water, we just extract the heat. So through our innovation, we are going to bring much more efficient heat from the subsurface to the surface.
Cool.
And that makes it easy to scale it up in the future because we are not depending on the location.
Which is a big step forward for geothermal, of course. When we were looking at your technology, I also noticed that it's pretty extraordinary because it doesn't cause any kind of impact on the environment around. So basically, you can hide everything that you guys are doing, right?
Absolutely. First, you can look at it from the way that we want to engineer it, we want to achieve it. And with the technology that transfer from oil and gas and tested and adopted for geothermal, we can reach to those temperature with the current technology. The new technologies help us to make it more affordable. All the drilling technology is going to be developed. All the other solution around the geothermal is going to make it much affordable. But what we try to do here is that we want to make sure that we are not going to depend on the water because water is a big issue in the world. And some of the hydrothermal projects, they are going to be dry and you have a huge thermal decline because there is not enough water. So if we can remove ourselves and dependence on the reservoir water and we just rely on heat, that heat can be anywhere in the world. We just need to find the right depth to reach to that high temperature. And our solution is just flow the heat, not flow the water.
Love that. And what at the end, what can you produce in the end? What can you give the community that is supported by this?
So the solution is that when we bring the heat at the surface, you can use it for different applications, either for power generation, for direct heating. You can use the power to power different industrial process. We have a very exciting discussion with the data centers because they need security on the power, they need to cool down the data centers, and it's energy intensive. You need power.
I mean, it's pretty. Data centers of the world, they are a big part of the emissions, and they're only going to grow. How we are consuming, in a sense.
And in the 5 to 6 years, the prediction is that 1/5 of the energy use is going through the data centers. That intensive they are. And besides data center, we are talking about, there's a lot of discussion here about hydrogen, right? Generating hydrogen, ammonia through the renewable. And you need the baseload power. And geothermal is the only renewable baseload that we can rely on.
Did you hear that? We already knew that, but
Exactly. And then also the other application is desalination, right? So the desalination plant is also very high intensive in terms of energy need. So as soon as we bring the heat to the surface in the most efficient, affordable way, then we can use it for other applications.
It sounds almost too good to be true. Are there any challenges that you want to share or be aware of?
Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, we need to engineer the design for our geology that we want to work with. The technology is helping us to get there, right? There is a lot of proven technology we want to bring into the picture, which we need to adapt it for our solution. But also we have a very much eyes on the technology that they are going to develop, because if we cannot compete in terms of price, and if our LCOE is not comparable to other energy source, we cannot grow it fast. So I think the challenge is that how we can have the right LCOE at the end of the day to be compatible to the other source of energy. Meanwhile, we also bring a solution on the carbon emission, because this is what everybody was going after that. So I think the drilling will be a challenge, but it's doable. You just need to put the right engineer. Subsurface assessment will be a challenge. You need a good geologist and reservoir engineer. Completion and stimulation, there is so much learning, but at that type of depth and temperature, it has not been done regularly. So we need to test different solutions to make sure that we are going to successfully access to this heat and bring it to the surface.
I know that you guys are working very hard on solving all of these things and doing that with collaborations. We're here at CERAWeek this week. I know some of the collaborations, representatives here from oil and gas industry and such. Where do you see the biggest collaborations coming in the future?
I think from my point of view, if renewable will be scalable anywhere, everywhere, the best industry to move it fast is oil and gas. Not only because they know the technologies that could be deployed for that energy system production, but also the skill set. So this is very, very great synergy. They know from the engineering to financing to project development to scale up the project. So I cannot see better fit for oil and gas to move toward this solution development in the future. And I want to thank you, because Baseload is one of our great partners. Yeah. I'm so excited.
That's true. We're going to do much more in the future. It's going to be very exciting to see where we head off to. We are here at CERAWeek again. Last year we were here. There were one pod we had. This year it's been 2 talks in the studio. Also, additionally, there's been much more talk of geothermal in general.
Absolutely. I think the 2 panels and growing every year based on what we heard. Next year will be 5 panels on geothermal. I was so impressed with the amount of people join these sessions. There are multiple Agora pods around geothermal, which is very exciting. I think we're all here together.
We are all here together. If you are not here, make sure to book next year for CERAWeek.
Absolutely.
Because we will be here, and then we will be at the Big Sarah as well.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Good.
Thank you very much, Ghazal.
So much, Kristina.
And have a good rest of the CERAWeek.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
See ya.
See ya.